So, of course, being 30 or so games into this NBA season, I have decided to put together my top 5 for the NBA MVP award. 5 guys who I think can win it, going from 5 all the way down to number 1. We'll have some stats, reasons why these players should and should not win, and of course, one honorable mention that I'm going to talk about at the beginning of this video. Now, of course, before we get into this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You guys turn on that notification bell, help me out a little bit, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, of course, for my one honorable mention, I have to mention Trae Young. Now, Trae Young is having a great season, averaging 27 points and just over 9 assists per game and just about 4 rebounds. Trae Young is really, really good this year. He's really proving that he's one of the best point guards in the entirety of the league. However, I just felt like he wasn't better than these other 5 guys on this list, which is why I have him as an honorable mention, but he could really easily be considered for the top 5 on this list. However, personally, right now, I don't think he's there yet, but I do really think he has a chance of rising up on the list as the year goes along. Now, of course, starting off with number 5, we have the king, one of the best players in the entirety of the NBA and probably the GOAT, one of the best players of all time, Lebron James. He's averaging 25.7 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, and 6.8 assists per game, and shooting 50% from field goal percentage. Man, oh man. LeBron James has been absolutely great this season. He is 37 years old, and what he's doing is flat out amazing. It's just really revolutionizing to watch a player at his age, at his level of greatness, continue to do the things he does. Now, reasons why LeBron should win: he's 37 years old and is still doing absolutely immaculate. He looks like he's 30 or 28 years old still in his prime, to be honest. He's been the Lakers' really only consistent player for this year. He somehow has his Lakers team above 500 despite all the injuries, the COVID-19. Of course, Anthony Davis went down just last night with an unspecified injury that we don't know too much about. I'll probably have that update in the comments as soon as I get it. Of course, LeBron James is still a top 5 player in the NBA at absolute minimum. He's making more threes this season than he ever has in his entire career, and he's one of the leaders of a top 10 offense in the entirety of the NBA with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, reasons why LeBron James should not win or could not win the award: he's been injured for a good chunk of the season. He was first had a COVID scare, then had that groin/abdomen issue. So LeBron was injured, and we don't know how his body's going to hold up. Let's face it, LeBron James is getting older. He's 37 years old almost. We don't know if he's going to be able to last an entire season and put up these level numbers. And the Lakers are not as good as we expected them to be. They are with 16 wins, which is good, but let's be honest. We all expected the Lakers to be one of the best teams in the league this season, and they're just not that this year. That's one reason. I think wins is going to be a huge part of this video when it comes to MVP discussions. Now, number 4, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, of course, Giannis averaging 27 points, 11.6 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game, shooting 52.9%. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a super player. He continues to show us why he's probably the most dominant player in the league at this point. Reasons why he should win: Milwaukee is winning games while he's on the floor. Now, of course, he has been injured up a little bit, which I'm going to get to a little bit later in the points on why he shouldn't win. But going back to why he should win, Milwaukee's been winning games. They are among the top of the Eastern Conference, and they seem poised to go back into the playoffs and try and go for a repeat. Of course, Giannis has also established himself. He will be in this MVP conversation for at least the next 3 seasons. Giannis Antetokounmpo can make a case for the best player in the league really easily. He's a super defensive player. He's a great offensive player. He's probably the most productive player, or at least one of the most productive players that the NBA has ever seen. Man, oh man, this guy right here, Giannis, is an absolute freak. They call him the Greek Freak for a reason. Of course, Giannis also can do just about everything on the court. Shooting has been a little bit, iffy over the years, and it's still iffy this year. However, other than that, you can really count on Giannis to do anything on the court. He's also having one of his better statistical defensive seasons this year, and the Bucks are a top 10 offense and a top 15 defense. So Giannis is leading one of the best units in the league at this point. Now, reasons why Giannis should not win: I feel like some players are just simply performing better. Players I'm going to get to later, not going to spoil it for you, but I feel like some specific guys are performing a little bit better than Giannis this year. Giannis has also missed some games due to COVID. He's had some rest sometimes, and he's also dealt with small lingering injuries, so that could really play really significantly into this MVP discussion as we go into the year. And of course, there's really no significant reason why he shouldn't win other than some players just performing better and Giannis missing some time with very unfortunate injury. However, I think Giannis Antetokounmpo definitely belongs in this discussion, and maybe he could be a little bit higher if it weren't for number 3, Stephen Curry. Man, the best point guard in the league with no doubt in my mind. Stephen Curry is averaging 27 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and is shooting seemingly very, very inconsistent, at least for him, 43% field goal percentage, which is really the reason why he's a little bit down. Now, of course, reasons why Stephen Curry should win. He's shooting nearly 40% from three this season. Again, yeah, Steph does that like every year. You're looking at me like, okay, Micah, nothing special. Well, he broke the all-time three-pointers made record this year, which goes in huge when you're talking about an MVP discussion. I mean, all-time records are things that are, they're all-time records. People thought the three-point record would never be broken. Well, newsflash, Stephen Curry broke that record this year. I believe that bolsters his discussion. That bolsters his resume really, really high up. Of course, the Warriors are one of the best teams in the entirety of the NBA. They're a top 3 defense and a top 3 offense in the NBA. And Stephen Curry is averaging 1.6 steals per game. He's having a very, very decent defensive year. We all know Stephen Curry is not a defensive player per se. However, he's definitely having a good defensive season. He's an all-around great point guard, no matter what team he's on, no matter what team he's playing. Now, reasons why Stephen Curry should not win the award. Once again, some players, 2 in particular, we have 2 players left, or I think these players are kind of outplaying him at this point. We need to see how his body's going to hold up for the season. Stephen Curry does have a history of injuries. Of course, he had that back issue last year. His ankles aren't really the world's greatest. I mean, he has some injuries, so we have to see how Stephen Curry holds up for the season. But so far, 30 games in, he really makes a case. Again, no significant reason why he shouldn't win other than players outperforming him and the fact that we need to see how he holds up for the rest of the season. Now, going down to number 2, the center in Denver, and without a doubt, the best center in the league, Nikola Jokic. Now, Jokic is averaging 26.3 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists on an amazing 59% field goal percentage. Now, of course, the reasons why Nikola Jokic should win, he's on pace to have one of the highest PERs ever by an NBA player. And you look at his statistics, I mean, it's as simple as that. Nikola Jokic, 26, 13, and just about 8. Man, that guy, he's having an incredible season. Nikola Jokic can really, really easily go back-to-back this year. Again, there is no more debate on who the best center in the NBA is. It's Nikola Jokic. Joel Embiid, he's simply injured a bit too much. He hasn't really performed as well as we thought he would this year. Nikola Jokic, he's just insane. I mean, the guy can do everything from the center position, including passing the ball, which is a rarity in even today's game. Of course, Nikola Jokic is also leading the NBA in triple-doubles this season, and he's having one of the better defensive seasons of his career. Now, of course, reasons why Jokic probably couldn't win the award. One, the Nuggets aren't winning as many games as you may think, or that you think they would win. The Nuggets are kind of a middle-of-the-pack team, especially in the Western Conference at this point. And Nikola Jokic has also missed some games due to injury. But once again, no significant reasons on why he shouldn't win other than the fact that he's been hurt and the fact that the Nuggets aren't winning as many games as they're used to, basically. Now, of course, going down to number 1, the MVP at this point in the season is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is having a monster season. 29.7 points per game. That's first in the league. 7.9 rebounds per game. 5.9 assists per game. Shooting 52.3% from field goal percentage. Man, oh man, Kevin Durant is having an incredible year. Over the last 4 games, Kevin Durant is averaging 37 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, and just around 2 blocks. Kevin Durant right now looks like the best player in the NBA, and the Nets are a winning team even without Kyrie Irving, who's actually going to come back pretty soon for home games, I believe, and a struggling James Harden. The Nets are top 10 in offense, and they're number 11 in defense, and Kevin Durant is showing that he can lead an NBA team. Man, oh man, Kevin Durant, he's having an insane year. He's just an amazing player, man. I mean, he's unguardable. Even Blake Griffin, I believe yesterday or the day before, said that he's the most unguardable player that he's ever seen. And honestly, I believe him. 6'11", he can shoot from anywhere on the court. Kevin Durant looks like the best player in the league. And of course, reasons why Kevin Durant probably should not win the award, there's no reason. There's no reason other than seeing how he holds up for the rest of the season. There's no reason why Kevin Durant wouldn't win this award at this point. Kevin Durant, right now, at this point in the NBA season, is the best player in the NBA. I said it. There it is. At this point in the season, as it stands right now, Kevin Durant is the best player in the league. I won't back off from that claim. I know it's highly debatable. However, if we're looking at right now, KD without a doubt is performing the best. He's putting up the best stats. His team is winning. Man, oh man. I mean, this is an insane year for Kevin Durant. I'm really glad for him. I'm really glad for the Nets in general. They've been an insane team. However, number 1 so far, I think Kevin Durant, if the season stopped today, he would be my MVP choice. But of course, that's going to end this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. Of course, TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, all those links will be in the description. You guys follow those up for me. But whether you follow them or not, I wish that you on the other side of this camera stay loved and stay blessed. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.
Wanna be rappers brag about already being the best. I respect many people for the job they've done. Haters full of jealousy is what I like especially. I like a lot of funky men that lack finesse.